Yeah.
Live.
Good afternoon,
Alive.
boys and girls. We are live, and we are Dope or Nope. Please meet Lauren Padman, Vice President of Dimmock Records. I'm just going to hop right in. He's in the, where are you?
I'm in the Dimmack studio right now. And you know this because Steve Aoki's in the back here with a crystal ball just being awesome.
Over the right shoulder.
Yep.
Very nice. Nick Dietrich, one half of Disco Fries, one half of Liftoff Recordings, and owner of a brewery, which I found out about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I'm really excited. It's opening, I think, in a week or so. So,
Wow.
Wait, what?
a brewery that I'm a co-owner in here in Jersey. It's going to be the first boat-up brewery in New Jersey. So you can, Lauren, you could sail, set sea, come around.
Yep.
Up the Atlantic and stop by.
Amazing.
Damn.
I'm all about it.
What? It's on a boat?
No, it's the
It's
first
on a
boat
boat.
up
Ah,
brewery.
wow.
So
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Sorry.
Seems like fun.
Yeah. No, it's good. Been a lot of work for the crew, and I'm excited about it. I'm
That's
most
awesome.
excited that we're on Instagram right now, though.
We are streaming. So we're on what? The Fries Instagram, and we're on mine?
We are. We
Super
are not
cool.
on Facebook today. Some of you might know we were unfortunately hacked this week, but
no.
shout out to Facebook, who has been incredible at working on getting our account back. They even called me today,
What? That's not
which is
true.
insane.
No way.
That's kind of unheard of.
I have proof.
Wow.
I had three missed calls from them, and then I finally was like, "Oh, this isn't spam." Yeah, it's here.
Right.
Here they are.
Insane. That's
Facebook.
Right.
Super cool.
Facebook.
Uh,
Whoop, the
you
numbers
have-
up on the screen.
You have
The
more
entire world.
things to be happy about. Tell us about this track right here, which we're going to open up with.
Ugh, what a
Yes.
record.
So this is a Dope or Nope exclusive. First time you're hearing it. It's called "Give Me Your Soul." Disco Fries, Eche Palante, who's a Miami resident. We got to meet up with him during Miami Music Week, and we actually
Awesome.
heard the idea for this record on Dope or Nope many months ago.
See how it works.
Yep. Reached out to him, said we love the idea. I think it was like a minute-long concept of the track that he played on here, and got new vocals on it, got live sax on it, replaced some sounds, and it comes out tomorrow, and it's going to be on our album, Another World, which is going to drop, I think it's going to be late June is the album, but single comes out tomorrow, so we're psyched.
Awesome. Well, let's crank up some volume, and this is Dope or Nope. Give me your soul. Disco Fries at Eche Plante.
Drop it at midnight. So last little bit on this, and then we'll jump into the demos. The saxophone player, his name is Cooper White. I went to college with him, and he check him out. He actually does stuff on Fiverr for anybody who wants live sax. He's freaking amazing.
Wow.
He doesn't charge $5, but he's very
Right.
reasonable. He's awesome. He sent us 6 takes of him literally riffing through the whole record. Picking riffs, like going off on certain ideas, and then he was just like, take it all, do whatever you want with it, and that's how we got what's there. But
crazy.
Took direction really well. He's a pro. So highly recommend him, Cooper White.
Very cool, and congratulations on that. Good luck tomorrow.
Thanks, man.
So in case you're joining us for the first time, this is Dope or Nope. We do it every Thursday, 3 p.m. EST. These gentlemen and Raquel, who's not feeling well today, all get together. We get the best demos you could probably ever get your hands on, and we talk about them, provide a little advice, give a yay or nay. Maybe there's a bell or two, and I think we should jump right in. DJ Kirk. I don't think we played this last week. This is called That's All, and this is Dope or Nope.
Man forgot to bounce the kick.
I keep waiting. I'm standing here and I'm like, and no, and then no.
It happens to the best of us.
All right.
All right. So, yeah.
So it's a great build.
It's a 2 minute and 32 second build. No, there's no kick, obviously.
Yeah. So
boy, that
build.
I feel like that would have really got going.
Yeah. Kirk, bounce the kick and send it to me, please.
And,
I'll chop it up. I can do with it.
Oh my.
See if I can help.
Or see if you can help. Yeah.
Right.
That's very nice.
You're welcome. In advance, yes.
All right, that's DJ Kirk. That's all. And I guess that's all for that one because that's going to get signed in a minute. Next up is New Hero, and this is called Panties. I'm just going to leave
You
it
really emphasized that on the mic.
You really did. There's a lot of
Panties.
P in that. Okay.
Oh, yeah. This is Dope or Nope.
Where's the ask to mute button?
Look at all the places we've been, of all the different faces we've seen. Think about the times we had. I love it how we both just pretend, living like this life never ends. I think I wanna marry you, but you still make my panties wet.
Okay. I'm going to move it up a little.
You still make my panties wet.
Which button are you looking for?
The X button. You know how in a lot of those shows, the Got Talent, American Got Talent shows and stuff like that, the judges can just hit an X button, and then that's it. Like they're out and they don't have to talk about it. I need that one. Thank you.
Here we go. Thank you.
Right. Appreciated.
I gotta add that to the bank, by the way.
Yeah.
I like it. We don't have a Sandman, so all right. That was New Hero and Panties. Next up is Lauren, Somewhere in Space, and this is Dope or Nope. Thanks for stopping by.
It's really something super fantastic here. You couldn't ever imagine this. Roger, we know about that. Could you go the other way? Go back the other way. Well, that's kind of rigged. Pretty spectacular. God, what is that there?
Any thoughts on that one?
I don't know where to start with it. The coolest element, I think, is that like little melody, that little that
right.
thing is cool. It's just not there for me yet. It's still super rough. Maybe it has. Do you know some good reference records that would be good for this artist to check out? It's like trying to be too many things at once, I think.
There's like a little trance in there, and then there's, the conversation piece that we've had this stuff come up in a lot of the stuff we talk about sometimes about, like, there's a little chatter and maybe there's some cool, like, just to give it a break. First of all, I think the pieces probably weren't that bad, but they were too long, right? And I felt like they, rather than make it more interesting, it like release the energy for me as it feels like it's just starting to pump along, and then the brakes are on. I don't really off the top of my head have reference songs where that's done well.
There was a song in the 90s, I want to say, Mars, Pump Up the Volume, Mars, MARRS, but with periods between, and it was a song that went number one in the UK. I think it was the last song to ever go number one in the UK that was completely made up only of illegal samples, which ultimately must have got cleared retrospectively, I have to assume.
Right.
And that's got a lot of cool elements in it that feels similar to this. And there was one other song in like early 90s, mid 90s that I have to like really think through. It was like one of my very first early city singles. And it's got that in space feel. And that's what this one gives me. It gives me a retro back 20 plus years. I have to really think this one through as to what it is. But it's a song that's, I think it was called, I don't know. I have to start like Googling Sputnik and stuff like that. It was like a Russian-ish feeling record, space record. And it was a good reference for this. I agree with what you said, Nick. The melody's really cool. I actually quite liked the EQ on the vocal bit too. I thought that was cool. I think you can overdo it by having too much vocal there, but something and making it cut up to be melodic and part of the groove could be cool. I don't know. It's a good start. It's a good start. It's a good place of like, hey, I've been working on this week. What do you think? Let's work on it some more.
Mario Tavares in the comments said it reminds me of old Paul Oakenfold
Yeah.
with the astronaut sample. Early
Yeah.
2000s.
Oh, that's interesting.
2000s. Okay. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's a good start for sure.
Yeah,
Cool.
I like the track though. I like sort of what's happening there,
Yeah.
but then that little piece sort of like kind of broke it up for me. All right, something to think about, Lauren. Somewhere in space, right? So I have two Versu tracks, and I think we had this problem last week. The same thing. So I'm gonna go with this one called "Get That Check," and this is unreleased. And this is Versu with Dope or Nope.
Mama gotta earn, just like you never learn. Diamonds on my mind, I'm freaking all night. Always on the grind. Look at me now. Look at it back, 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 back. Mama gotta earn. Diamonds on my mind, I'm freaking all night. Diamonds on my mind, I'm freaking all night. Diamonds on my mind, I'm freaking all night. Diamonds on my mind, I'm freaking all night.
That track's pretty killer.
I'm not mad at that at all.
Right. I think
Can
I'll
we
use.
just jump to, can we jump to the last drop real quick? I want to see if anything.
I'm freaking all night. Always on the grind. Look at me, look at back, 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 back,
Wait for
back,
it.
back. Got it back, got it back, got it back, got it back,
Glad I asked.
I'm gonna use a Laurenism here. I feel like that's one of those pressure tracks that we talk about quite often. That just sort of like feels like it slightly lets up on the gas, but not really.
Yeah, I agree. That's cool.
But keeps the lid on the whole time. Yeah, that's Versu with Get That Check.
Just gonna do a little half bell on that one.
I'll take a half bell, please, as well.
I'll take a half bell too, please.
All right, so you got a bell and a half. All
Bell
in.
and a half.
Really nice. I actually don't know what would prevent me from saying a full bell on that.
I know.
Yeah, go ahead, Lauren.
Yeah, it's ever so slightly repetitive. Which is house in general is like a 2-beat loop. It's like a hypnotic feeling, but it just felt like it needed to get to the point quicker in some sections, or it needed some extra help to hold that length of time with some extra like little melody or bells and whistles, like extra guitars or horns or something, and it wasn't there for me in that way. That's why I got a half bell.
Got it.
So for me, it was repetitive in the arrangement,
Yes.
but some parts were extra busy. So
Oh, yeah.
like, there's a lot of things to pay attention to, which I think if you spread them out over the track, it's super cool. But you go for it all at once. So that's something to consider. I've said this advice numerous times, but I have to repeat it. You start muting things as you go and see what you could do without. And
Right.
that's not to say delete it, but maybe save it for later in the record where you can use it and it'll feel a little bit more special.
That's fair.
Versu said, I like it, but I felt that the other demo I submitted fed up. I like it, but I felt that other demo I submitted fed up as per Hess on Instagram. Maybe he wanted the other demo played. I'm not really sure what he's saying.
And that's why we keep doing this every Thursday, 3 p.m. EST, whatever it is.
Dude, but I really dig this track. Like,
yeah, it's
I
dope.
There's like some minor tweaks in there, but it's just. I mean,
All
that's
right,
a heater.
fine. Send me the stems. I'll see what I can do.
Wow. By the way, everyone, that's the beginning of how you gaslight someone.
I know. I mean, if the stems were sent to me as WAVs, I'd probably like go through and give it 10, 15 minutes and see if something really quickly comes up, and it might just be an arrangement thing.
And hurry up because he's actually in a studio.
Yeah,
so
accurate.
There's that part.
Yeah.
Next one up, this is by Merger and Rose Motion. Set Me Free on Dope or Nope.
These walls make it hard to breathe. No room to spread my wings. Will I see the sun? You always wanted me to stay locked up. Fed me lies and made me stop for love. I wanna taste, I wanna feel, I wanna touch. You need to set me free. Birds are made to fly, and you make it so hard to say goodbye. But I don't wanna waste no time. I gotta leave it all behind. Just let go. Stop holding me back. Let me go. Just let go. I'm not coming
Do you want to hear more?
It was really good.
Yeah, I do.
No room to spread my wings. Will I see the sun? You always
louder?
wanted me to stay locked up.
I don't
Fed me lies and made me stop for love. I wanna taste, I wanna feel, I wanna touch. You need to set me free. Birds are made to fly, and you make it so hard to say goodbye. But I don't wanna waste no time. I gotta leave it all behind. Just let go. Stop holding me back.
Is that a bell?
Yes.
I see a thumbs up.
Outstanding song. If
I
could
really
take-
love that drop vibe.
If I could take 3 bells, honestly, I would take 3 bells. That's just gold medals, all round gold medals.
Very nice.
Right.
What in
Yes.
particular like is driving you
It's got
so
it's got
hard on
the tone of the vocal is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's mixed really well. It's not trying to be too pop bright, but it's glued into the song super nice.
Right.
The bass line has got like a rumbly growl, almost like it's holding a pad, but it's got like a side chain to it, which gives it propulsion.
Okay.
And it's a pressure track. It's not trying to have this explosive snare roll build, 1, 2, 3, 4 makes a noise sort of thing. It's when the drop hits, it just sort of feels like you're a drone camera going over a cliff top and along a hilly seaside kind of situation. That's
Paint
how
that
it feels.
picture.
Yeah, so I really like it. I'm totally following this record up. It's great.
Okay.
It's amazing.
That's fair. I think the only Nick, why don't you go and then I just have a little thing.
I love it. I'm gonna give it a bell. I love the stuff Merger does. So it's a full cosign there. If I were to make notes on the record, it did feel a little like I want to hear a shorter edit of it. to get to the point a little bit quicker in sections. Certain sections, especially like the
Second
verses
verse?
and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
they just felt like, come on, give me some momentum, get me to where I'm going.
Yeah.
But that's not to say like there's place for the extended version, and you know that could certainly work in plenty of settings. Just in terms of how we play, how I know dance radio is, I would want to hear something a little bit more concise.
Right.
No worries.
Yeah.
I'll get that done for you, Nick. No problem. You're welcome.
Yeah.
I know you will.
Well, but also like they said, like it's a work in progress. So
Yeah.
the only thing, like the last section just was so good when the full body of work comes in with the vocal. I'm much more dragged into the whole piece. I think I'm going to use some terminology that is just stuff in my head, but like in this sort of piece here, in the second verse, like I like this, but I don't like the vocal doesn't drag me in all the way, and because the music's a little bit thinner there, that's a rub for me, just a tiny bit, like that as opposed to here.
It's melody.
Right.
Oh, it's the.
Well,
it's
also it's the
factors in
delays.
arpeggio.
The delays too in the vocal like marry it to the track a little bit more.
Right. And that's frankly, that's work in progress, right? That's what it is. So, yeah, I mean, I'm a full bell on this, because I think there's like less than 10% to go on pulling that home.
And who's the singer? Sorry, I don't know if I grabbed that.
I think it's Rose Motion, unless am I mistaken there?
That looks right.
That's who it says on the thing, but
Yep.
I guess they'll let us know.
It's great.
Yeah, really,
one.
really nice piece. So this is how we do. This is Dope or Nope. This is our weekly show at 3 o'clock. Rose Motion is the vocalist on that. If you're joining us for the first time, please meet Lauren Padman, Vice President of Dimmock Records, Nick Dietrich from Liftoff Recordings, and the Disco Fries, and Finish My Track, and local breweries and pizza shops, and whatever else he's got his hands on. Everything. He's taking over New Jersey pretty much at this point. So
Trying. Somebody's got to do it.
Trying. My name is Hess. I do radio promotion for Armada Music. I manage Vasi, Nadia Ali, DJ Ray, and Staria from Los Angeles.
Totally not a busy guy.
Nope. Bored.
Bored out of mind. Never happened. This next demo is by Nipiki, Nipiki, Mouse. I don't know where that's going, but this is called Hard to Move, and this is Dope or Nope. that? Am I missing a channel or something? It feels like that vocal's like way over there.
Yeah, that vocal processing is, I don't know if Kirk's kick and that vocal processing made a record together.
Didn't come through all the way. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's there's a lot of cool stuff going on in this. Cosmic Skies just said the same thing. That synth though, I think a lot of producers they think because they add reverb to a sound, it's gonna make everything feel bigger. But when you play in a big enough venue, it already has reverb in the environment, so you don't need to add extra reverb to emphasize.
Oh yeah, he just yeah, here.
Oh, okay. Cool. Well, at least we know that. That main synth though is super bouncy. It's really cool, and I think it drives really nicely. But I would pull back a lot of the reverb on it. If anything, you can like send it out to reverb at the ends of phrases a couple times, and it'll have a lot more impact. But I'd pull that back and just let it be a dry synth that, drives along.
I would. Yeah. Can you like fix that and then send it back for our next week's show? Because I feel like I want to hear it, but actually finished correctly.
Yeah, agreed.
I feel like we're missing the meat and bones of that one, really. All right, let's do the next one. Galaxy. This is called Product of Galaxy. Product of Us, and Galaxy is called The Underground, and this is Dope or Nope. Pretty long, so I'm going to bounce it. One more time.
This is the sound of the underground. 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 This is the sound of the underground.
So just a quick note, when you submit demos, if you could kind of keep them in the 3-minute area. I know it's not always easy, but I don't want to make, when I bounce around, I'm making that decision for you of what the best parts might be. But that is Product of Us and Galaxy, The Underground. What do you guys think?
I like whatever's happening here a lot.
Yeah, same. This is the best part of the record.
Let me crank that up. I mean, it's 650. I haven't seen a number next to a WAV file like that in a little while.
This is awesome.
right, so I'm gonna do a half a bell for the second half of the song.
All right.
Seems reasonable. It's good. It's a good record.
Yes, nice.
It feels like two parts. It finally landed here, but an edit could have fixed that. You know, a proper, to your point, initial point about the length of it. If it was only a 2-minute song, if you only had 2 minutes, what would you do with it? That's where to start. And once you've done that, and you're like, oh, gee, this part feels too rushed. Fine, then extend it by 4 bars. Just keep doing that, and then you might end up with a 2.5-minute record. That's the way to roll.
Right.
This is a valid question. DJ Spawn asks, I see a trend in artists going longer on tracks lately. Is the audience ready for that?
Nope. Incorrect. The audience are not ready for that. Don't do it. No chance.
I mean,
I just went to Miami. I just
don't
saw
do it
that.
without a short version. Also, if you want to do that, like in addition to,
Yes, Mike. Mike Warner, you bloody legend.
Yeah, Mike knows where it's at.
Right.
Double the work, double the tracks.
Right. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I mean,
I got a promo yesterday. It was 1:48.
Sick. There you go.
Let's go.
That's what I'm
that's
talking
a
about.
new number. Wow.
I want to say recently, within the last 6 months, I made an Ableton edit of something, and it was 1:30, and I'm like, okay, here we go. I wonder if I could release this.
But wait, what were you able to say in 1:30? Like, what was the story?
Everything.
What's your elevator pitch?
Well,
Everything?
That is the elevator pitch.
No, literally. 90 seconds.
Some
Or
songs
less.
are like looped up ideas, and you don't need everything. Maybe you run out of ideas and you just go, okay, short and sweet. There it is. It's like a disco sample. I got so
Right.
much love to give. Loop, 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 kick, a couple of breakdowns, and then you're out again.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I mean, I probably mentioned on here, I had to convince Danny, our next single after the one that comes out tomorrow is with Lodato, and it's 2:15, but I had to convince Danny it was going to be all right, that it's 2:15. But
Right.
I love the Berry Gordy model. Like, make them want to hit play again. Just, they're through the song before they realize it, and they want to hear it again. Let's go.
Yep.
Right.
It's good.
Wow.
Yep.
A minute. What was that? A minute.
Minute
what?
48 was the one I got yesterday. But isn't that, what's the minimum? Spotify minimum is 30 seconds, right? So as long as you're over 30 seconds, you get paid. I think that's what it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right. I don't know. I talk fast sometimes, but I'm not sure I'd be able to say it in that short period of time.
When I have a 1.5-minute edit that sounds about right, I will send it to you, and then you can analyze, and then you'll
Okay.
know. And then you can tell me if you think that it's enough or not. But there have been a couple of rare occasions where I've gone, all right, nice. Oh, and I'll tell you another interesting story just for industry stuff. When I was in Australia, I made an edit of a song, of a dance song in a very similar way. It was just a repetitive thing, and it was 2 minutes. I made a 2-minute edit, exactly clean 2 minutes and a couple seconds.
Okay.
And I got so many extra bonus plays on radio for that record because they kept on saying that they needed to time out for the top of the hour for like news breaks or something specific, a new show. And then if they're running a little bit too late, and they only had, instead of the 3 or 3.5 minute song that they had
So
ready,
if they're short, yeah.
if they're short, they're like, oh, damn, I can't. The announcer will see it. You'll see it on your screen. You'll see how it's all working. And you go, oh, I talked too long, or the interview went for too long, and I'm timing out, and I've only got a 2.5 or 2 minute section. There are no songs. And they went, oh, yeah, there's Lawn Song. Click in. And I just kept on getting all of these extra bonus
That's
spins
brilliant.
for around the top of the hour when they needed a song to time out. So anyway, just an old memory from way back in the
Yeah.
plugging days.
Love
Yeah.
that.
And so also I would just perhaps point out that if you're struggling with that and you're the artist doing the song, have someone else do the edit.
Oh yeah,
Agreed.
absolutely.
Don't
Hack
do
and
it.
slash. Send it over to Padman.
I think it takes
Get
an
it out.
outside perspective to be able to tell the story without being attached to it
Yeah, for sure.
in the same
Yeah,
way.
right.
So
Which is how we give advice, honestly, because we're not attached to the records. We're hearing it for the first time. We're trying to come from a place of not, seeing the glass half empty, where all three of us are, glass half full people, including Raquel. RIP Raquel for her illness today, but she'll be fine. We're always looking at how can we help and how can we look at it objectively, but we're not connected to it. So we're listening to it very objectively. You go, okay, get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. And most artists are very loath, I would say, to make those kinds of changes that we initially suggest. But once you make them, what I normally say to people is, do you miss it? When you play it from zero and it goes all the way through, do you absolutely miss it? Because if you don't miss it, then you didn't need it.
Yeah, I've done this a number of times. Yep. The last time I did it for Tommy Sunshine, he sent me a 5-minute Billie Eilish remix. And he's like, can you master this and can you make a radio edit? So I sent it back to him. It was like, 5 minutes down to 2:20 or whatever.
Right.
He said, there's the club edit.
And he goes, this is a trailer for a song. I said, no, just trust me. Send this, because he wanted to send it to Revolution, Diplo, to Dre and get it considered. Right. So Dre added it. It went number 1 at radio. I was like, well, how many more of these do you want to do? How many more trailers do you have? And
exactly.
We've made many more trailers of songs for him that have done very well.
I'm sure. And I mean, Lauren, you're right. That's what we're doing. And we were listening to like 1:30 of these things and trying to, get a hold of, some bits and parts that we can talk about. But
absolutely.
The best trick to it, if you want to make your own edits, step away from the track, put the stereo file into Ableton, and as listen with somebody else in the room who does not know your music, isn't a producer. And you'll feel when they're getting bored, and every time they do, mark the track.
Interesting.
You can read that pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Right. That's true.
And it's a good way to chop it down.
Yeah, all right, let's start chopping it up. The next one. This is Smithworks, and this is called Law of the Jungle. This one?
I believe so.
Yeah, this was further down on the. This was like in the last week or so that it was, according to the sheet, that it was submitted. But I know we've heard this the minute it kicked in.
I see it in the sheet 3 times.
Yeah. All right, there it is. I still like it from last time.
Same.
It's a great tool. Smithworks, Law of the Jungle. Let me skip to the next one. Rimnez, Back to Life, updated version for Dope or Nope. See, this is how we do that. Here we go. This is Dope or Nope. Rimnez, Back to Life, updated. Gentlemen?
So I don't remember what my feedback was on this one because he said he took my input. But I'd say the existing arrangement, that main synth is cool, but it's tired and it's overpowering everything else that you have going on, which is super cool. And so if you did it already, I think you can do more of it. Play with the decay and release on that synth and make it tighter, make it decay out longer as the drop progresses. And overall, it's just super resonant. So you got to carve out a bit of that in the EQ. Thank you, David Gillis, for listening to the show and for the kind feedback.
Yeah. Mike's waiting for our faces to get bored so we can hack it up. That's very nice.
So when that drop hit, it felt like it was meant to be only 8 beats long, or maybe 16 beats long before it changed. It felt like it was a fake out. It felt like it was like a false drop kind of concept, and then it's meant to kick into like another some kind of like repeating type of old school Axwell idea, and instead it just kept going, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, it was cool when it first started because I was like, oh, this is a nice little fake out sort of before it actually drops, and then it just continues like, oh, this is the drop. Okay,
right.
So it didn't quite grab me as much as I thought it could if you created more variation, because sadly for me there was no real variation. It just, the synth just kept on repeating and looping without there being enough to be more compelling than after the first 4 bars.
I like that idea though, the idea of it being like a dun 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 and then just hammer into something else.
Yeah,
like a tease. I love that idea. That's super cool.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's what I heard.
I felt like it was like foot was on the gas like through the entire track. I felt like it was one long build. Not that that's a bad thing, but like you have to. There's got to be a little breath in there to help make those other parts feel bigger and more special. I think you got to let off once in a while. But yeah, super, super cool track. Cosmic Skies, give it a second. We'll be right with you with your track. Any other comments on that?
No.
Nope. We're
Keep
good?
digging in.
Cool.
It's closer than it was. Keep moving on it.
Right. Cosmic Skies, and this is called Remedy, and this is Dope or Nope.
Used to do anything to numb the pain. Lost in love, couldn't believe I had to start again. You made it so easy. Yeah, you made me believe in love again. Yeah, you picked up the pieces. Yeah, your love is like my medicine. You are my remedy. You are the missing piece I need. Now I don't need for anything, 'cause you are my remedy.
That's Cosmic Skies with Remedy. Any thoughts?
I love that drop is mixed flawlessly for this style. I thought it was really well balanced. I love the way the bass and the kick sat. I thought the synths were super cool. I mean, this style has been rinsed out, but I feel like it is a timeless type of sound.
Yeah.
The only thing you run into is that it's a little indistinguishable between this and other people who make the same type of music
Right.
that are exponentially larger from a profile perspective. So I
Right.
think when you consider that, either the song has to be undeniable, and I think the vocal was like a little lacking for that to be the case, or the sound set has to have differentiators in it. I mentioned on here before, Tritonal does a good job of taking this sound set and making it their own via cutaways and different production tricks. So it's either like one or the other, or a combination of both, ideally, where there's a bit of production that's unique, plus the song is amazing, and then from that, you create your sonic identity. But if it's just going to be a really well-mixed version of this style, you're going to have a hard time standing out in a sea of artists that do the same thing.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, I feel like I was throwing my voice there. It was great. Yeah, I agree with all of it.
He said everything that needed to be said.
Yep.
I would only add one slight thing. If you're doing this kind of thing and it's in a sea of other things like it, if some of those people with bigger profiles have radio shows, I would say get it to them, because they might include it, and that could be the springboard for your song, or at the very least, maybe they'll notice.
Exactly.
You know, I look
right.
at Armin as one of those guys who's constantly looking for things, and obviously his ASOT show is super specific. And you know, I've seen countless like guys, the Who now have some tracks out on either Armin or Armada in general that started out in that same way.
Yeah, nice. I agree. I also think that when you send it to the big guys, a lot of them have show producers, and it gets put in, and then they notice it, or their show producers notice it, or their A&Rs notice it, all the different labels and things, and you can just, you get picked up. Like, for example, Dim Mak New Noise is a sub-label, as you know, of Dim Mak, and it's where we have new artists or new sounds. That's the concept of it. And I generally don't get too hands-on in that, because I don't need to, because we've got other people who we trust, and they've got a format, and then all of a sudden I'm like, what is this song? This is great. And this is just out on Tuesday. And I'm like, what's this guy's name? Quix. Quix. Okay, cool.
Right.
He's New Zealand.
That guy.
Let me give him a call. And that's how his career started. Because a song got signed, I noticed it on New Noise, and then I was like, okay, let's go. What else you do?
Right.
And then, 2018 to present, we've been rocking out records. He just
Absolutely.
finished a collab with the Chainsmokers. So, and we know we've done Riot 10 and Bok Nero and big name acts who have come out on a sub-label, and that's just me as a very micro example of every other major label that has these micro starting platforms to jump from, and you'll get noticed by people who can help you the next steps along the way.
100%.
Agreed.
And that's also why we're here, right? A couple quick shout outs. Radio Dave, Remnez, Cosmic Skies, The Duchess, what's up? Ronnie Music, who else is here? Barkin, Spawn, Mike Warner. Man, we got a lot of regulars. I appreciate you guys stopping by every week and checking out what we're doing. What is it, 3:57? We got time for a couple more demos. This is Hoax, All Good Things Come to an End, right here on Dope or Nope. That's Hoax. All good things come to an end. Gentlemen.
Bell.
2,
Three.
3 bells from me, and 1
Yep.
bell from Lauren.
There you go. And one from Hess.
Yeah. That's,
Bell City. It's great.
Yeah.
Can
Love
I
it.
give some feedback on it? The only thing I love this record. I genuinely love this record. The only advice that I have is on the very first drop, it was very, very well done, where the build came up and then you think it's going to go and then it slows down. When the drop comes back in, like that kind of idea, make that section where it comes back in, make the ARP louder. So make it feel like it becomes wider or it becomes more overwhelming, because it just sort of felt like it went down and not died, but it went down in energy. Is that the first drop you're playing? So just wind it back 10 seconds. Build, energy, right? Bigger. Something needs to happen there to make it. And maybe in the second drop's got like a high arpeggiator over it and it sounds decent. But you miss. You're playing that? Yeah, okay.
And then there's a pause.
Yep, this is the second drop. Yeah, high.
There's another layer on that one.
Yeah, it's a synth, right. But in the first one, you don't want to do that, but you still need to give it something, not up in energy, but like, you know, good depth, good bass energy sort of thing. So
I would, sorry.
Yeah, that's it.
So I agree with you, but I think there's a way to do it without changing what's there. And it's by pulling back what's happening prior to it. Because if your build, the build almost like washes into the drop right now a little bit.
Yeah.
And if you tightened up that synth and the notes got a little bit shorter as they got towards the end of the build, and the whole thing just like got really tight, and there was a lot of tension there, that drop would feel like a relief at that point.
Could you play the first that first drop build and the build into the first drop again?
Yep.
It like washes into, like it never. Well, take the width away, take the reverb away,
bring it in,
get those notes to be like,
yeah,
and then when the drop hits, it's big and expansive again.
Yeah, that'll work. That's cool. Great. That's a good idea.
Yeah, what he said.
Good.
It's awesome.
So, you want to back announce this one, Hess?
Yeah. So this is Hoax, and it's called All Good Things Come to an End.
It's great. So dope. I really enjoyed that one.
Have you already emailed them?
No.
Oh, okay.
I have.
Just check.
Yeah, Nick, take it, man. Take it. I don't think Dimmac New Noise can do it, but I appreciate the art. It's really
Esto es una música que va a sacarte de la música.
Oh, back to Miami.
Sorry about that.
Miami immediately.
It's always Dropbox. Dropbox always. Yeah.
Okay, I guess what are we playing?
Yeah, we're gonna take one out. One more left here.
Before we jump off that record,
yeah,
I love that version, but I could totally hear a vocal version of that record. What do you guys think?
Sure. Oh, yeah. Okay, so that was my initial thing before we got stuck. I was like, please go and listen to Silence Delirium. Because when Sarah McLachlan starts singing, you're like, oh, yeah. I could hear a breathy, strong voice coming out of any part of that record. You know?
Right.
Imagine if it was just like, imagine if we were in a club in Amsterdam, 4 or 5 a.m., that track plays, you get the first drop, you think it's an instrumental, and then the second, and then the breakdown happens, and then you get like a Sarah McLachlan-esque vocal that just comes out of it. You'd be like, what is this? So that's what I was hearing. I was hearing a vocal in that style. So yeah, listen to that record, and it will give you an idea.
Great feedback.
I wouldn't do it initially.
I
feel like the
that
instrumental.
I had Sarah McLachlan sing to me once, right? Did I mention that?
Life goals.
Did I ever say that or not? No. I can't remember. Really?
Let's hear
I
it.
told you the story? Okay. So I was in Melbourne, and I'm sure I've told you this story. This is an old story. So I was in Melbourne, and I went to see a Sarah McLachlan show with the girl I was seeing, and who was friends with someone in the crew. So we got tickets, and we're watching the show, and the show is amazing. And she talks so much. I was like, oh, she reminds me of me. And then she's singing and being awesome. And at the end, we met backstage in like a corridor, and I'm explaining this corridor because it's very reverby and echoey, right? And I met her, and she's like, oh, what did you think of it? Oh, this is my friend. He's a DJ from Perth, and he lives here in Melbourne now, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, what do you think of the show? And I was like, oh, it was fantastic. And I can't remember exactly the words, but I said something along the lines of like, oh, it was almost perfect. Words like that. Not that word, but like that. And I remember she like stopped and said, what do you mean almost? Or whatever the word was, right? And I said, oh, sorry. I mean, it was really perfect. It was great. I really loved it. Thanks so much. It was amazing. Da, da, da. And she goes, and then he goes, yeah, he's a DJ. He goes, oh, you're a DJ. And then she kind of realized that she had done this feature on this thing, which is outside of her world, that I hadn't played. So she literally just starts going, give me relief, and does the whole thing, the whole first verse in this cavernous long hallway of like concrete. And I'm just melting. Going, wow.
That's amazing.
Oh my God. It's like, I can't even begin to tell you like the effortlessness of that voice. It was just perfect. Like someone was
great
pouring
story.
honey into my ears. It was the most amazing thing. And it's one of those things that it's only a memory because there was no one there really to remember it. There was no videos. It was just in the moment. And she just smashed out the first verse. She didn't do the whole chorus, but I was like, oh, wow. So, yeah, Sarah McLachlan. Not too bad.
Not too bad at all.
Awesome story.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Shall we end with Albert Breaker?
Yeah, always a winner.
Let's do it. This is Dope or Nope.
Como tú lo mueves, nadie lo menea. 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 Ella mira mucho pero no brega. Estamos pegados a araña con ella. Tú no tienes flow, tú no me llegas. Mujeres mías toditas tan buenas. Y tienen el culo como un atajo. Hablamos ahorita que tú no estás listo. Esta conversación. Seguridad, se graba por fuera que tiene un bajo raro. Como tú lo mueves, nadie lo menea. Como tú lo mueves, nadie lo menea. Vuelve esa capa y ponte el melón, que tú eres una loca, tú eres una greñúa. Si yo te agarro te voy a dar mami chula, hasta con alambre de púa. Tú eres una vagabunda, te puedo hasta con la funda. Vamos, no te rumba, cerraron macumba. Perrea, perrea. Esto es el chisme en la casa, que lo que.
That is Albert Breaker.
Bell.
Yeah, I'm going with the bell on that too. That's fun.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That
Absolutely.
was so much fun. I really loved that record.
Whew.
It's interesting the notes that Albert has said. This track is featuring two of the most important singers in the República Dominica. So El Cherry Scom has had a collaboration with El Alfafa, Tokashia, and more. I'm butchering those names to I'm Australian, but it sounded like it. It really did sound like two very, very distinguished singers. Great vibe.
Absolutely.
Super good vibe. Are we getting
Super
flagged
good.
now? Is this a Sarah McLachlan song? Of course it is.
Of course.
No, it's not.
Okay, thank God.
It's not.
What is it?
This is a song called Serenity. I'm going to leave the artist off because it's not out yet.
Okay. Well,
Nice.
can sing.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
absolutely. So there it is. Dope or Nope. Another tremendous week of demos. Wow. And I don't know what to say. Like, we keep getting some of the best stuff out there. It's just incredible.
Oh yeah, Hess, you did play me this.
I like
And
it
I will
already.
not say the artist, but it's just tremendous.
Yeah, it's super fun.
Looking.
Not going to show up.
No, I guess not. You haven't done a pre-release to Meta yet. No, whatever.
No, it's actually not signed
Oh, wonderful.
currently.
Even better. Feels
Yeah.
good.
So
Cool.
yeah, so every Thursday, 3 p.m. EST, we do this. Lauren Padman, Vice President of Dimmock Records. Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Nick Dietrich from Liftoff Recordings, Finish My Track, Fix My Track, and the Disco Fries.
That's
Can I
me.
take,
name is Hess.
Tomorrow.
Can I take a bell?
Don't forget.
What's that?
I need a bell for Nick. I mean, never mind.
New record tomorrow.
Yes,
record tomorrow.
new record tomorrow.
Hey.
Support your friends out there. It's super important when people are releasing, in this community. Share it, like it, throw it up on some Instagrammery. That all helps
Instagrammery.
people. That helps people notice. Like, we do this constantly. I'll just hear a song and just like post it, and the person's like, "Thank you so much." I'm like, "No, thank you. That was a great song." Like, I don't need thanks for something like that. Yeah, I work records, and that's kind of how I do it. But, if there's something good out there, just let people know. And what else? What do we got planned for the weekend, Lauren?
I'm going to the Magic Castle on Saturday with Don Diablo and Rose and Brooklyn.
Wow.
Very excited about that because Magic Castle you can't get into unless you know a magician. So it's a members only club. It's the number one. It's the world's number one magic members club, and it's super tough to get into without a plug. And I know Don is very much into magic and very excited by that. And the reigning world champion close-up magician is going to be in town
What?
weekend. So it's going to be absolutely mind-blowing. I'm very
Everybody's
your
like,
face.
I'm doing an Easter thing. I'm working on my
Right.
lawn, and Lauren's like, hold my beer. This is what I'm doing.
Yeah. No shit. Really? He really just did that.
Yeah,
I was thinking the
pretty
same
great.
thing. I'm going to be like hiding Easter egg.
Nope.
Well, very nice. Well done.
Thanks, mate.
And please tell Don hello. And of course, Brooklyn. It was great seeing her in Miami. By the way, once again, great having lunch with you guys.
Amazing.
The in real life thing needs to probably happen a little bit more often than it does.
Yeah, I know.
Good. That was super fun. Nick, what
Hey,
do you,
I'm coming to New York at
when?
the end of this. I'm coming to New York for the first week of May. I'm coming up on, I want to say it's the 29th. Yeah, so the 29th of April.
yeah, we talked about that, didn't we? Yeah.
I'm coming up to see Bono. He's performing at a theatre show, and I'm flying in my dad and my mum from Perth, Western Australia, to New York for the very first time. And we're going to
Wow.
be spending 4 days in New York. So I would love an opportunity for me to be able to introduce my friends to them. So if you guys
That
could
would
make
be
it
awesome.
work, that would be fantastic.
Got to talk to the wife, but I'll definitely be up there.
Sweet.
I'm up
Yeah, I
once
can
a
make
week
that
anyway.
Yeah, good. Well, let's try to
Should
tee it up.
definitely do that.
Yeah, I'm marking it on the calendar now.
Yep.
Real quick, tomorrow, and a big shout out to our mutual friend Zach Martino is playing in Atlantic City tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
Or I'm sorry, Saturday.
Great.
So I'll be going to see him, and we'll be hanging out.
Amazing.
Wait.
Well, give him my best. Tomorrow I will be. I don't know.
Yes.
What am I doing tomorrow? Oh, I'll be pitching records like I usually do. But
There you
Saturday,
go. All
I
Friday.
will be. I will be bouncing around Connecticut, going up to see my mom for Easter. That should be a lot of fun. Bringing the whole crew, packing the truck for the
Love
day. Dog and everything.
I just imagine you like Clark Griswold at all times when you're saying that. Just everybody
no, it's
jammed
for
in
real.
the car.
I just got back from the Poconos last night, and that shit was for real. Like I had, I didn't have anything on the roof, but there was a lot of things in the truck. This is why I
love
drive
that.
that truck. All right, so we'll meet again next Thursday right here at 3 p.m. EST. Hopefully, Raquel, feel better if you're listening. Thank you, everyone, for sending over your demos and allowing us to share in your process and in your creativity, and letting us play it for everyone else so they can do the same. Don't forget, hug someone you love. It's never too late to tell them how you feel. And Mr. Nick, where are we rating? Do we have a
We're
rate?
going to rate into Sochi Riot right now. So we're
right.
sending you over there. They are live.
I'm gonna turn this shit up real loud right now.
Do it. See you guys next week.